you for joining us on this edition of KMC Sport. This is KMC TV and I'm Afolabi Kende Hassan. Today we're bringing news from the tennis, the US Open currently going on right there in the US. Of course, players have been moving into the semi-finals of this year's event, and of course we'll talk about the international games and recent ongoings in the football, in the sports, in the football, club football. So we'll bring you all you need to know in that area. I'm Afolabi Kende Hassan, and I welcome you to the show. We'll be starting with tennis, and 19-year-old Leylah Fernandez moves into the semi-final of this year's US Open after beating Elina Svitolina in a 3-set, which she took 6-3, 3-6, 7-6 to move into the last four. The Canadian continued her impressive run in this US Open after she previously eliminated the likes of Angelique Kerber and of course world number 3 Naomi Osaka. It is the second time in 3 years actually that the Canadian woman actually has made it to the last four of the US Open, and congratulations to her. She's been very fantastic in this tournament, and she has been giving it all its best. Hopefully she can go further in this tournament, and in the semi-final she'll be meeting of course world number 2 Aryna Sabalenka, who dismissed Barbara Krejcikova. She defeated the 2021 Roland Garros champions in France, and of course in a match which ended 6-1, 6-4 to book her place in the semi-final. She'll be facing Leylah Fernandez in that one. And of course, in the men's event, Felix Auger-Aliassime moved into the semi-final of this year's event, beating teenager Carlos Alcaraz. After the Carlos Alcaraz, the Spaniard was forced to retire midway through the second set, with Aliassime leading by 6-3, 3-1, and of course Carlos Alcaraz has been very impressive in this tournament. He eliminated world number 3, of course, Stefanos Tsitsipas. But it was unfortunately he couldn't repeat the same thing against Aliassime. The 21-year-old Aliassime moved into the semi-final and become the first Canadian to make it into the semi-final of the US Open in history. Congratulations to Canada, who also have Leylah Fernandez in the women event. She became the second Canadian woman to make it to the semi-final in the women event just in 3 years, the second in 3 years. Of course, Aliassime becomes the youngest player to make it into the semi-final of the US Open since Juan Martín del Potro in the 2009. Congratulations to him. He will meet world number 2 Daniil Medvedev in the semi-final. The Russian Medvedev eliminated Dutchman Van de Zandschulp, in a 6-3, 6-0, 4-6, and 7-5. Van de Zandschulp becomes the first player to take a set off Medvedev in this championship, and of course Medvedev was not having any fairy tale in this one. He took the following set after winning the previous two, the first 2 sets. He took the last one and win by 3 sets to 1. There he moves into his third consecutive semi-final in the US Open. Congratulations to Medvedev, who has been very fantastic recently. And of course, Matteo Berrettini comes up against Novak Djokovic for the fourth time actually in his career in the quarterfinal of this year's US Open. Djokovic, with the world number 1, has won all 3 previous meetings, and hopefully Berrettini, of course, will be looking to better that result when both players actually meet in Aceh in the early hours of Thursday. Karolina Pliskova and Maria Sakkari will be meeting in the quarterfinal of the women's event, and in the past they've met just twice, with both players winning each of those encounters. The meetings came Their 2 meetings came out in the 2018 and 2019 Italian Open. Pliskova winning it in 2018, and of course Sakkari winning in 2019. And later today, both sides will meet in Aceh for a place in the semi-final of this year's US Open. In the other women quarter-final event, actually, Emma Raducanu, the 18-year-old, she's been very impressive. She's conquered all in her path, and of course she will be this time taking on Belinda Bencic in their first ever meeting between those two. So hopefully, Basic or Raducanu will make it to the next round of the championship, and of course, they will be they will eventually meet the winner between Sakari and of course Pliskova. So in the of course the international football, the football games, we will look. Let's look the scores that the games that went on Tuesday. Let's look at the score there. We have South Korea beating Lebanon by a long goal. Vietnam losing at home to Australia. Ethiopia here in Africa beat Zimbabwe 1-0. Malawi 1-0 against Mozambique. Tanzania beating Madagascar by 3 goals to 2. Tunisia beating Zambia right there away by 2 goals to nothing. China beating Japan away by 2. Of course, Japan rather beating China away by 1 goal to nothing. And Nigeria, congratulations, Nigeria will make it 2 wins from 2 in the World Cup qualifier after going behind. Even given the circumstance, we have players from the UK, they've went back to their respective club, and we have shortage of players, but we fell behind in the early minutes of our match against Cape Verde. But of course, Victor Osimhen equalized, and Ongo eventually gave us the win in that one. And of course, Ahmed Musa, the captain of the Nigerian Super Eagles, made his 100th appearance for the Eagles, becoming joint second top most cap player in the history of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, tied on 100 with Joseph Yobo. Only Vincent Enyama has made more appearances with 101. And of course, in the next international break, that will be the target of Ahmed Musa if he is able to make the squad. Hopefully, he will be injury free then, and of course, if he is injury free, he will make the squad and he will be able to play now. Nigeria make it 6 points from 2 games right there in the qualifier. Of course, another game in that Senegal also make it 2 win from 2. They beat Congo by 3 goals to 1. Equatorial Guinea beat Mauritania by a long goal. Oman lost at home against Saudi Arabia by a long goal. Syria and United Arab Emirates played out a 1-1 draw. Azerbaijan lost at home 3-0 to Portugal, who are missing Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo returned to Manchester United and trained on Tuesday as for the first time on his return to the club since leaving in 2009. And he recently becomes outright the all-time top scorer in the history of international football at 101, overtaking Ali Diaz 109 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo he returned to Manchester United after Portugal's first game of the international break, of course. And of course, Iran beat Iraq away by 3 goals to nothing. Australia lost at home 1-0 to Scotland. Bosnia and Herzegovina played out a 2-all draw with Kazakhstan. Croatia won 3-0 against Slovenia. Denmark, of course, they continued their impressive run from the Euro 2020. They took that into the qualifiers. They beat their opposition by 5 goals to nothing. Faroe Island beat Moldova by 2 goals to 1. Of course, France and their first win in 6 games by beating Finland 2 goals to nothing. Both goals were scored by Antoine Griezmann, who returns to Atletico Madrid, hoping to get his club career back on track after the it's a disappointing spell with FC Barcelona. Of course, Iran and Serbia played out a 1-1 draw. Montenegro and Latvia shared points in a goalless draw. Netherlands beat Turkey by 6 goals to 1. Memphis Depay scoring 3 times in that one, and at 61 he has now scored 33 goals, just 17 goals away from equaling the all-time top scorer for the Netherlands national team. That is Robin van Persie, who has 50 goals for the Netherlands. Norway beat Gibraltar by 5 goals to 1. Of course, Braut Erling Haaland scored a hat-trick in that one to make it 5 goals in 3 appearances for the Norway national team in this international break. Russia beat Malta by 2 goals to nothing. Slovakia beat Cyprus by the same scoreline. Libya won away at Angola by 1 goal to nothing. Burkina Faso held Algeria to a 1-1 draw. Algeria, their 6-game winning run coming to an end there, but of course their unbeaten run continues. Sudan against Guinea-Bissau, it ends 4-2 in favor of the away side, Guinea-Bissau. Still in the international scenes, the Dutch FA have handed a 13-year-old pitch invader a 5-year stadium ban for running onto the field to take a selfie with Barcelona player Memphis Depay. in the 89th minute of the Netherlands 4-0 win over Montenegro in the World Cup qualifier. His fine, however, has been reduced by £300 to just 86 pounds. Of course, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll bring you more about club football. All that has been going on in the club football. We'll bring you everything you need to know. Stay tuned to KMC TV. A breakdown of PSG investment on Neymar since his arrival at the French capital in 2017 shows that the club have spent €489.2 million, with Neymar earning a gross annual wage of €43.3 million, which will rise to €50.6 million from the start of the next year. Due to injuries, the Brazilian has managed just 71 of the possible 156 League One games at that time. Very disappointing numbers for a player whom a lot was expected of when he moved to Paris Saint-Germain back in 2017, hoping to become the star of the show, hoping to become the best player in the world, hoping to looking for greener pastures, looking to leave the shadows of Lionel Messi. But unfortunately, though Neymar has been very, very fantastic anytime he is on show for PSG, unfortunately injury has hampered his time at Paris Saint-Germain, and Neymar is looking to get his career back on track, but hopefully he will be injury free in this season, as he just made his first league appearance in the last game before the international break. Of course, Brazil fans asked him questions about his fitness level when he appeared in their first game of the international break, and appeared to have added weight. But he clarified things on social media, saying he wore a large size shirt, of course, and he said in the next game he will ask for a medium one that will fit him well. Of course, the next game for Argentina for Brazil rather was against Argentina, but the game was not allowed to continue due to Argentine players who are based in the Premier League, the likes of Emiliano Martinez and Emiliano Buendia of Aston Villa, Giovanni Lo Celso and Christian Romero of Tottenham Hotspur. All the four players broke the quarantine rule there in Brazil, and of course the health practitioners in Brazil, they invaded the pitch, and of course the game was eventually suspended, and we continue to look into that when the game will be played, of course. And Barcelona president Juan Laporta said Neymar was ready to return to Barcelona to play alongside Lionel Messi before in the summer. But however, the deal to reunite Messi and Neymar in Barcelona fall through after PSG made approach to sign Lionel Messi. Of course, now Messi is now a player on the books at PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and united with Neymar there. However, the Barcelona president expresses displeasure at the Paris Saint-Germain, saying they are not fair in their dealings, and of course he feels they have broken the financial fair play rules. They have been breaking the financial fair play rules for years. It's been believed that Laporta sent two representatives to France to speak with Neymar, and the Brazilian was eager to return to Barcelona and play with Messi. The day broke down when one sheikh in PSG known of the interest of Barcelona reportedly deposited €20 million in the account of Neymar's father, and Laporta felt outdone by PSG owners, whom he believes are not fair in their deals. Barcelona are hoping Neymar will return to at the club. Of course, it was the other way around. They lost Messi to PSG, and of course, both players who had previously been at Barcelona who are now on the books at PSG. They're playing for Paris Saint-Germain, and in the UEFA Champions League, of course, they might actually be facing Barcelona in that competition. And listen, Cristiano Ronaldo broke the record, the Manchester United's daily shirt sales record. In less than 4 hours, it was confirmed that he would wear the number 7 shirt at the club. As United confirmed, Ronaldo will wear the number 7 shirt on Thursday. Fans dashed out online to secure a replica, and it took just 4 hours to smash the record of the highest daily sale in a single sports merchandise outside North America. Fanatics, United official retail partner, confirmed the shirt sale its record, and for the first hour alone bettered the results of full-day global sales for club's online store. Across Fanatics network, Ronaldo becomes the biggest selling player in 24 hours following his transfer. To Manchester United, he overtakes Lionel Messi when the Argentine moved to Paris Saint-Germain from Barcelona, Tom Brady when he joined Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and of course LeBron James when he joined the LA Lakers. In the other news, UEFA President Alexander Seferin spoke to newsmen on the proposed holding World Cup every 2 years. Apparently, the UEFA president is not a fan of having the World Cup every 2 years. He said in an interview, more is not always better. FIFA's joy of the World Cup has been because of its rarity. Every 2 years would mean less legitimacy and dilute World Cup itself. UEFA President Alexander Seferin on the European Super League, he said nothing has been normal and it's expected in 2020 and 2021. We want to return to normal. For that, we must be united in the face of misfortune and charlatan Super League. Let's hope it was just only an episode. We don't want to live it in them again. We have to remain united we have to remain united towards normality, he added. Of course, the UEFA have also decided that players who have been fully vaccinated and recovered from COVID-19 will no longer have to pass tests before their matches. Real Madrid, the Spanish giants, have said the Crown Jewel will be their new stadium, the new Santiago Bernabeu, which is currently under renovation. The club wants to create a team on the same level as the new stadium, and are currently interested in bringing Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Paul Pogba back to the Santiago Bernabeu when the next summer transfer window resumes. Of course, they can easily get Mbappe and Paul Pogba on the free, since both players' contract ends at the end of the 2022 season. Of course, they will have to pay for Braut Erling Haaland, who will be available in the transfer market. Who will be ready to move next summer. Let's look at the news, the features for today in the international scenes. We have Armenia against Liechtenstein. Albania will play San Marino. Belarus and Atom against Belgium. Greece will face Sweden. Hungary against Andorra. Of course, Iceland will play against Germany. Italy, who have recently become the team with the longest international unbeaten run at 36 after their goalless draw with Switzerland in the last game. They overtake Spain and Brazil, who are both on 35 unbeaten run. Spain, Italy are now on 36. They play after their match against Sweden, because they play Lithuania later today. Kosovo will be at home against Spain. North Macedonia at home against Romania. Switzerland travel without Granit Xhaka, who is currently a COVID patient. They will play against Northern Ireland. Of course, we have Poland will playing against England, the biggest one, which everyone is looking forward to. Wales will also play against Estonia. Of course, on Thursday, Canada will be at home against El Salvador. Panama will be at home against Monaco. Jamaica travel to Costa Rica. US men's national team travel to Honduras. Paraguay hosts Venezuela. Uruguay at home against Ecuador. And on Friday, Colombia, in the early hours of Friday, Colombia will be at home against Chile. Argentina with Lionel Messi. Messi will have the another chance to become to equal Pele's record of 77 goals, the most international goals scored by a South American player. Messi will have another chance to equal the record and maybe better it on that day to become the outright top scorer in the history of international game for South American player. And when Argentina play Bolivia, and the last one is Brazil match against Peru. Brazil will be at home against Peru in that one. And that will be all we have time for on the show today. Join us next time on the program. Don't forget, I am Afolabi Kende and stay tuned to KMC TV. This is KMC Sports. Bye for now.